Hello everyone, this is Agriya Videos and the topic for today's video is essential elements. In this video, we are going to talk about the different elements which are important for the plant's growth, development and the different activities. Also, we are going to talk about the different terms like micronutrients, macronutrients, the different deficiency symptoms and the different parts where the deficiency symptoms are visibly showing their appearance. So let's begin. First of all, essential elements in terms of definition. What does it say? It means that those elements which are required by the living organisms for maintaining their normal growth and metabolic functions, also assisting the development, those are called as the essential elements. If we need to highlight a few elements, then there are minerals and there are non-mineral elements. Non-mineral elements essential like C, H, and O, that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Then we have essential mineral elements. Then we have beneficial mineral elements in different terms. You can see in the picture, which are highlighted with the green, yellow, and blue color. So, moving forward, initially, if we say we have 17 essential elements which are important for the plant's nutrition. They are divided into two categories. One is the element which is taken from the environment, like air, water, and the other sources. So this is CHNO that I already talked in previous one, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Then we have the elements which are taken from the soil in the ionic form. There are 14 basic elements here, which can be divided into two categories. One is the macronutrient, and the another one is the micronutrient. Macronutrients are further divided into two basic categories. One is the primary nutrients. They are required very majorly for all the activities, related activities in the plants like NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Then we have secondary nutrients, which are not as that important as primary nutrients, but are macro. It means that they are very, very important in terms of any different metabolic activity which is taking place in the plant's body. So they are calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Then we have many micronutrients which are also important for the plant's body and development, growth, and the other functions, which include zinc, copper, manganese, iron, boron, molybdenum, chlorine, and nickel. Now, let's talk about a bit of them in detail. As we told that initially 17 elements are there, but now there is one more addition to the family. So there are total accounting to 18 elements. You have to find out which one is the 18th element from the previous one, which we have already talked in detail this slide. So now talking about the forms in which they are getting consumed by the plants or getting absorbed in the plants. Carbon is getting taken up by the plants in the form of CO2. Hydrogen is getting taken up in the ionic form, in the water form. Oxygen in the form of O2. Other than that, all the different elements are getting taken up in the ionic form. You can see which ionic form is being taken up by for which element. These are the different elements category: CHO, NPK, CAMG, iron, S, B, that is sulfur and boron. Then we have manganese, molybdenum, copper, cobalt, chlorine, nickel, and zinc. So now, as we have known the elements now, there are macronutrients, there are micronutrients. Already talked about that these are getting sourced from the soil, water, and air. And these elements are getting also taken up by some fertilizers as per the requirement. If a field is having a plant and the plant is having a deficiency of some major nutrient, then the plant will complete the nutrition or complete their requirement from the soil, from the air, from the water. But if sometimes the deficiency is not getting fulfilled by those sources, then additionally you have to provide the supplementary sources to the plant, which is in the form of a fertilizer or a chemical or any manure or any form, any which form. As told and discussed in the previous one, that there are three main categories, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Then we have the primary and the secondary, already talked about. Then we also have different functions to these elements, despite being just the elements which are important for the growth, overall growth and development. Sulfur, if we say, this is important for making the plant protein, very, very important for making the plant protein. Magnesium, this is a building block for chlorophyll, also asked in most of the MCQ form questions in the exam, that which element is important in helping the chlorophyll development and the other processes associated with it. So the answer to that question is magnesium. Then we have calcium. This is very important for the cell walls of the plant for holding together to make the plant intact. Also, we have micronutrients. discussed in the previous slide. These are the numbers or the element symbol which we are usually referring to, talking about the function that they have and the assistance that they provide. Boron is important for the sugar transport, cell division, and the amino acid production. Chlorine is good for the photosynthesis reaction and thermoregulation. Copper is important for component of the enzyme. Iron is also important component of the enzyme. Zinc is also very important component of the enzyme and the other activity associated with it. Molybdenum is important for the nitrogen metabolism. Manganese is responsible for the chloroplast production and the cofactors responsible and activating the enzymes. So these are those micro elements or micronutrients which are also basing the very important part, or they are the building blocks of the plants' better health and nutrition. Now, talking about the different nutrient deficiency symptoms, visibility in the plants. New growth, new plants are symbolizing the deficiency symptoms of various elements like calcium, iron, potassium. The old plants or old leaves, old part of the plants are showing the deficiency symptoms of major nutrients like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, phosphorus, magnesium, and manganese. For example, if we say calcium, we see that the leaves are getting mishappened, they are stunted. It refers to or denotes to the calcium deficiency. Yellowing of the leaves, mature leaves are normal, but the younger leaves are white or pale in color, then that is the deficiency which denotes iron. If we talk about that the lower leaves are getting pale and the bottom of the leaves is getting yellow and shriveled, that is denoting the deficiency of nitrogen. If the white cast or the white deposits are there on the leaves and the growth is stunted and the plant is dying back, dieback is a symptom that is being shown in the plant, then the associated problem might be of carbon dioxide. Phosphorus, if the darkening is happening in the leaves and loss of the leaf is there in the plant, so that is a symptom which is denoting the phosphorus deficiency. Magnesium, the lower parts are turning yellow and the veins are remaining green, so that is a deficiency. Some can be correlated to magnesium. Manganese, yellow spots are there and elongated holes are there between the veins, that is the symptom of manganese. Potassium, yellowing at the tips and the edges, dead or the yellow patches are there which are developing on the leaves, and that is a symptom which is denoting the potassium deficiency. So, if you are an agriculture student or you are anybody who is a known domain in agriculture, then you should be visible and clearly you should be able to demarcate the different deficiency symptoms which are associated with different chemicals or the different elements in the picture. As you can see in the picture, there are different symptoms which can be visibly like these kind of leaves you might have seen in your normal day life. That if this kind of leaf is visible, you have to and you might and you should be able to relate what deficiency the plant is going through, that I need to provide this element to the plant so that the deficiency is sufficed. If these kind of shriveling or these kind of spots presence on the plant, on the edges and the pale leaves, then spots are turning rusty, you should directly be able to relate what deficiency the plant is going through. So this chart is very important to go through this chart and learn and memorize what kind of symptom is visible for what kind of a deficiency. Like phosphorus, if we say the darkening is very important symptom. Zinc, if we say, then short veins, dark green color, dark spots on the leaves, that is a zinc. That is a symptom associated with zinc. If we say this kind of symptom when the leaves are light or lemon yellow in color or orange in color, then that symptom is relating to molybdenum deficiency. So you should be able to pick the deficiency symptom from the nutrient chart available here. Also, if we talk about the older leaves deficiency, then there are two kind of cases. One is the symptoms are on the entire plant when the symptoms are on the lower leaves. So first case, where the leaves are turning green, yellow, drying to brown, so there is a deficiency of nitrogen. If the color changes to red or purple, then deficiency is accounting to phosphorus. If the symptom is the older leaves are turning at the edges, this they are green at the center, but the edges are turning light yellow, then the symptom is definitely showing the magnesium as a deficiency symptom. If the wilting is there or scorching is there, then the symptom is relating to potassium. So you should be able to identify what kind of deficiency is there in the plant from the chart and relate to the nutrient and then provide the same nutrient so that the deficiency could be cured. I hope you like the content. If you like the video, please do subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, do share it in the comment box below. And please, please do write whatever your views are regarding the channel so that I can grow and take my channel to a next level. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you.